Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video on Ulu Bastak Fracture. This map comes up a lot inside the TDS Discord. If you're interested in talking with other players, learning their strategies, I highly recommend joining it and just discussing things there. But this map comes up really frequently because this is often considered kind of the easiest or first map that you can beat inside TDS. Now, I might dispute that. I think the Grid Head is also a really good map, but I think it's a good one to learn on, so let's learn some things and let's talk about Ulu Bastak. For this, I'm going to be using Sno Sno. I've got Sports Drink, Blue Coin, Green Coin, and Yellow Coin equipped. Red Coin instead of Sports Drink is totally viable here. This is a matter of personal choice. Let's get started and we'll talk a little bit more about positioning inside this map. Now, I've got a position for my towers inside this map that gives me kind of a stable economy until about wave 5. I shouldn't have to really think too much about defense there. As long as I place a heater in the location that I'm going to be placing it, it should be able to clear all the waves up to about wave 5. So I'll get 3 snow boxes down here. I'm going to be waiting until I have about 60 red, and then I'm going to place my heater right here. The heater right here, and there's a couple other positions you could place it in, but the heater right there almost guaranteed to save me until about wave 5. Once it hits wave 5, I'm going to need some cannons. I'm going to need to be launching some snow and dealing with that. But wave 5 is pretty far along, and it should give me some headroom to worry about that later. I've noticed I've got about 26 yellow. Let's go ahead and get another snow box down. I'm going to want 4 to 5 snow boxes here, 4 to 5 snow boxes here, and a couple here on the red to really get my economy going. Now I'm using the Sports Drink Cardinal for a couple of reasons. It allows me to be a little bit lazy. I can mine a little bit faster at the start of the wave, and if any enemies get past my defense, I do some extra damage towards cleaning them up. All those are good reasons to actually use that Sports Drink Cardinal. I think it's one of my favorite Cardinals in the whole game. Alright, so we've got our second snow box down. Next up, we're going to go over here and we're going to start to get some blue. And as you see here, our heater's doing some damage. It's clearing the waves. If you really want to, you can get the range upgrade for this. It shouldn't be necessary quite yet, and I'm going to actually use a little bit of the blue I've got to gather more blue rather than getting that range upgrade. But if you're worried about the waves, if anything like that happens, you can absolutely get that upgrade. Alright, let's put some boxes down here. And I don't have quite enough yellow for the next one, but we'll go ahead and start gathering right there. So a couple thoughts while we do that. This path right here, so the enemies will come down this path as you just saw that arrow shoot through, and they will normally walk right to this portal right here. On wave 9, they will actually go ahead and attack. There's a tempered enemy that will aggro onto your towers. Now there's a couple ways of avoiding that. You can, of course, clear those enemies ahead of time. You can place walls in their way so that they can't get there, or you can just build far enough back that they don't aggro it. Any of those approaches are totally fine. Placing your towers far enough back that they don't notice them, it's a little bit more risky. So I'm getting the range upgrade right here. The next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want another snow box down. And really what I'm trying to do is just guarantee that my resource gathering is roughly equal. Now it's not totally equal right now, it's kind of a vibes-based equal. I'm just noticing what I'm low in and putting resources towards gathering more of that. I'm still getting plenty of red, even though I don't have anything gathering the red directly. I'm getting red from killing the enemies. You get 1 red for each enemy killed, and I'm getting red from this node up here that gives me 10 yellow and 5 red per gather. So let's get a cannon down here, and this cannon's going to serve 2 purposes. First, well, it's going to clear the enemies for me. And then the second purpose is that this cannon can actually use some of the snow, so I can get upgrades like slush, soft snow, things like that to accelerate my gathering over there. Now let's get a couple mines down on the red ore. We're not going to focus too heavily on that, but we're going to need red ore both to upgrade our cannons so that they do more damage, and to upgrade our heaters, and to get upgrades like snobbles, which we'll ultimately be using for our farming. So place a couple snow boxes down here, and I'm not going to upgrade them too much, but I just want to get them placed so that I don't have to walk down here in a later wave. We'll wait for the yellow to get there. I'm on tide 3, so I know in my head, hey, I've got at least one more wave that will be totally cleared, especially with this cannon helping, but even if it wasn't, this heater is capable of clearing up to that point. So I'm going to go back to this mine right here, and I'm actually just going to play it really safe this round. I could play a little bit greedy, and I could try to start to get some snobbles going, but I'm going to get Snow Chomper and Snow Boulder. This is the key upgrade. Snow Boulder gives it the AoE clear that you often need for your later waves, so I want to make sure I get that one pretty early. And I'm noticing I'm still low in yellow. Let's accelerate that a fair amount. Now you may have noticed I'm not really upgrading any of the snow boxes. It's totally debatable when the optimal point is to start upgrading them, but one thing I like to keep in mind is every upgrade for a snowbox gives it one more range. If I want to get upgrades, I can place a snowbox a little bit further away. Then when it's not able to get any snow, when I see the top of it doesn't get filled with snow, I can get an upgrade because then it'll put it into range of that ore. So right there, as you notice, now all of a sudden I'm actually gathering resources from this one. And I'm going to fire my resources from this snowbox onto here with the hard snow upgrade to actually do damage to the ore. So what's happening is, as I gather from the node, I shoot more snow and actually I gather again from that same node. This is a really cool technique that can accelerate how fast you're mining by gathering a little bit faster, and then you're actually hitting it again once you've gathered it. So I'm noticing now my blue's a little bit low. Good on red, 95 red, 92 yellow, pretty low on the blue. I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to start to get some upgrades over here. Now what I like to do is a cannon that uses the snow so that I can do things like soft snow, rich snow, and those upgrades will actually give me more money because it will accelerate the speed at which I mine. Now I'm going to play it really safe here, folks. Let's get another cannon down, and let's get that Snow Chomper, and then once we've got 100 red, we'll get the Snow Boulder here as well to do that extra AoE damage. I'm also watching my resources here. Perfect, we've got Snow Boulder there too. I'm going to get Soft Snow the second that I can afford it so that I can accelerate my mining even faster. And as you see, we're clearing these waves pretty handily. That one went super fast, actually, almost too fast. Alright, so I cleared wave 5, we're good to go. We've got 4 more waves until we're going to be faced with enemies that will actually attack our towers themselves. What can I do in that time? Well, I can start to place some walls. If I want to place some walls down here, I can place walls that block the enemies and walls that protect my mining. Neither of those are bad ideas, those are good ideas. I'm going to get snobbles here. These snobbles are going to accelerate even faster. So besides the damage, the snobble that gets fired will actually help me with the mining by mining itself and giving me even more resources. Now that I'm getting a little bit low on red, I can get the slush upgrade down here to accelerate the mining at the bottom. Any of those approaches are totally fine. You're going to be pretty low on resources ideally if you're spending all of them as soon as you get them, but that's totally fine for now. Now if you want a little more damage, if you're a little more worried about how far you're going to survive these waves, getting the perma snow upgrade is a good idea. That one gives you a little more damage. And I'm just going to place a couple walls, one there, and then I'm going to place one facing this opposite direction, right there, and right there. Now, my favorite wall upgrade is Thin Ice. I like Thin Ice because Thin Ice gives me that extra little recovery when the wall is destroyed, and if you're using a healing heater, the wall can be overkilled by a maul. A maul can do almost all of its damage to that wall, and then the heater heals it right back up. So let's get some of those upgrades here. Let's get another mine going over here, some slush. I'm going to throw down a heater. Now, I've already got Snow Chomper, so I'm using that snow faster. I've also got a heater here. This should make sure that the snow production doesn't go crazy. And then I can get upgrades like Rich Snow, and I'll start to get even more money from this node. So what am I looking for? Soft Snow, accelerate the mining even faster. Perma Snow upgrades, any upgrade that really helps me do more damage, stay alive longer. That's what I'm looking for right now. Now there's nothing that's really helping me protect these walls. Once they're destroyed, they'll be gone. But for now, this should buy me enough time to really clear this wave. And I can always put a heater down behind them afterwards. Excuse me, I have morning voice here. Alright, we'll get slush on this one. We'll get soft snow on this one. And the upgrade I want to get for here to accelerate the rate at which I burn the snow, that's going to be double burn. So let's get some more snobbles going. Snobbles are really powerful. They allow me to do some extra damage. They allow me to get a little bit of extra mining going. And if I need a defense line, I can shift where the snobbles are being fired to protect the frontline defenses. Perfect. Let's get snobbles right here. And we're going to get snow launch over here. Everything's going pretty well, folks. If I could critique one thing about my build right now, I don't have a lot of defenses. So if they were to push through this wall right here, if they could do 200 damage, we would be in trouble because the only thing remaining we have is this heater right here. But for right now, this is a pretty good hold position. We're doing a lot of damage here. So we're doing pretty well overall. And we've got 300 yellow. Let's get rich snow. That's going to give me money from the cannons shooting. That's going to give me additional farm going. Let's get perma snow in this cannon right here. And as you notice, we're holding really easily on that wall. So, one more snow box. We're going to get launcher, hard snow, and once that starts firing there, we're going to shoot that onto this node right here, accelerate that gathering even faster. So you see it's just barely in range. I can tell it is in range because I see it shooting its projectile here, and once I have enough blue, I can get the upgrade to accelerate the speed at which that's done. And we are on wave 9, so I'm going to get the upgrades here, thin ice on these walls right here. That's just out of paranoia. I think I'm totally fine, but I just want to make sure that I've got enough resources going. And I can get a couple more walls, just checking the direction. Walls there. Untargetable, wind broken, and here come the enemies that might attack our walls. I'm going to place a heater down. Now the heaters are really great here. These are going to be healing heaters once I have enough money for that. And actually, due to the way these stairs work, this isn't a super optimal position long term, because the maulers might get stuck here when they step diagonally. It might be able to do damage to my heaters. I did place that a little bit too close. I just know that from playing this map before, but that'll be plenty fine for right now. Right now I just need to focus on economy and not perfect placement. Speaking of economy, let's get some more snobbles going. So there's a cap to how many snobbles can be in a single tile, and if you really want your economy to go really fast, you want to make sure all of your snobbles are not landing on the exact same spot. I might be doing a little bit overkill, but with 2 snobbles landing directly on the node, this one, when it gets upgraded to snobbles, is going to be firing a little bit over to the side. Let's get rich snow down here. We've got 300 yellow. And then we've got 100, 100, 100. So now we've got 3 nodes firing snobbles. That's a pretty healthy econ. What you might want to think about at this point in the game is, how do I make sure that I have enough damage going to my front line so that these enemies can't break through it? I'm not going to be worried too much about upgrading those walls. These walls are incredible. They should probably last us until about wave 19 if we really needed them to. What I want to focus on right now is I want to make sure that I have enough cannons down, that I'm getting snow to those cannons if that's what the path I'm taking for them, things like that. So over here, let's get snowfall, and we'll launch our snow, but I want to put this snow right in the enemy's path. Hard snow snobbles. That will start to give me a first line of defense right as they come out of the portal. As you see here, the Mauler is doing pretty good damage, but he's stuck on these thin ice bricks. Because the snow chompers are firing snow, these bricks are getting snow to heal from as they fire that snow. Got rich snow here. Folks, our economy's in an incredible spot right now. We're doing really well. I can even focus a little bit more on red gathering now that I've got all these resources coming in, and now that I'm firing snobbles into the spawn. So let's get our red economy up and going. For reference, we are roughly on, this is wave 11. Wave 11 does have tempered enemies. You can tell based on the bottom of their feet. These guys will go after my cannons if I allow them to, but we should have enough snobbles right here, heaters and cannons to tear through this wave without allowing them to do that. I like to put a heater right here and some snow boxes. These are going to be slush and soft snow boxes right next to this heater, and we're going to get double heat to really accelerate the rate at which we're burning that snow. Great. And then I'm going to do something a little bit funny over here. I'm going to actually get this one, this snow box down here, to shoot up to this snow box on the right. Perfect. Looks like we held really well. We're getting snobbles. We're launching them over to here, doing some pretty good damage. And the heater doesn't quite reach over here. I mean, it kind of would, but I'm going to do hard snow for this one, and I'm going to get snobbles on this one too. I can launch those snobbles down to red to accelerate my gathering if I need it, or I can fire them to other locations. And as I accelerate here, folks, I'm not going to explain necessarily every single thing I do. Things are moving a little bit too fast for that right now. I need a healing heater. Perfect. Healing heater down. I'm going to get thin ice on this wall right here. Perfect. And I'm going to get, the second I have 200 blue, I'm going to get thin ice on that one as well. So you see they got halfway through the walls, but the walls actually healed because I have that healing heater there, and now they're stuck inside those walls. This is a really powerful wall, the thin ice wall, and then the next upgrade after it, Brain Freeze, it allows it to take 3 hits. And those hits can be of any intensity, so that could be, you know, a Mauler hitting them, or it could be a Javelin. If it's a Mauler hitting them, it's actually amazing to have that upgrade because you don't need to worry about the Mauler overkilling the wall. The hit will get absorbed, it will do everything you need it to do. Next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be working towards cooking eggs. We want to turn these snobbles, more snobbles that we launch, we want to turn them into burnt snobbles. Now, burnt snobbles are better for both economy, they're also better for damage. My purpose here is really for damage. It gives them extra HP, gives them extra damage, and therefore my wall here, without getting any upgrades to the snobbles themselves, just gets more powerful. Perfect. We've got this one launching snobbles now. Now we're going to go and upgrade everything down here at the mine. Slush, soft snofso. We're going to get rich snow eventually. We're going really well. Things are going super well, folks. Next waves to watch. Wave 19 is going to be a rough one. It's pretty far away, but we just want to keep an eye on that one. Yeah, other than that, we are in a really good position. As you see here, I could straight up buy another... I bought the wrong upgrade there. You could straight up buy another snobble. That's totally fine. And you can even start to launch snobbles at spawn if you want. There's absolutely nothing wrong with spreading out where your snobbles are. You might want to centralize them just so that they're in range of your cannons. But things like that can slow down the waves so you have a chance to actually do other things. Perfect. Alright. We have burnt snobbles, we have our economy going pretty well. Let's get some more mines going up here. I've got a lot of resources. I'm just going to check the range on this. So I should be able to place at least one more tile worth of snobbles. And down here I can get another one going. Always upgrading the ones on the furthest side first, because I already have some guys gathering from the closer ones. Perfect. Alright, that went really well. My economy is booming, as you see. I'm just in a really great spot. Basically, the order in which I do things right now doesn't matter too much. I don't want to let the enemies get too far, and I want to keep the economy going, because I will need it later, but I can upgrade things kind of randomly at this point. Snowfall, hard snow, and then we'll get snobbles going, I think, as well. We'll be firing over to here. Let me see the shot on that one. It looks like it's hitting kind of this box right here. It's not super ideal, but absolutely nothing wrong with it. And as you see there, having that snobble going, this box just hit them for 20 HP as it landed on them, and it's distracting these guys as they're walking. It's not a stall, it's just giving me a little bit more time. So what am I thinking now? Well, I need something that will guarantee kill maulers, so I can make sure I have more walls up here. Because I'm launching snow onto these positions, putting wall right thin ice walls right here is a good idea. Buys me a little bit more time. Certainly some other options, just getting even more snobbles. And you'll notice that I'm spacing them out a little bit. That's to avoid hitting that cap where all the snobbles on the same square are capped out. Rotate that wall. Thin ice, thin ice, thin ice. Perfect. Alright. So, what can I get? I can get some acceleration here. If I burn the snow even faster, that will increase the rate at which these mines go. I can get upgrades for the heaters here, more walls, more heaters, or cannons behind them. Pretty much anything that I want to accelerate. I see an empty spot back there. This one never got upgraded to snobbles. Upgrade that right there. And as you see there, they're destroying them, but the walls come right back. So really they aren't doing any permanent damage to me. Rich snow at the bottom here. Rich snow. Rich snow. Awesome. I can start to even gather some mines over here now. So we're on wave 16. Our defense is holding extremely well. I'm not worried about it at all. I'm going to get units heal the heater. And ultimately I want this upgrade that melts snow extremely fast. Even though it's going to prevent snow from accumulating over here, the damage it's going to do while the mauls are stuck on the wall is going to be invaluable. 3 heaters, I think that's kind of your minimum to keep your walls up. I might want even more heaters, but as you see there, all the maulers got wiped. And I actually got killed. I'm doing a little accidental stall over here. I didn't intend to do that. Alright, let's launch some snow over to there and kill those guys that are getting distracted. Alright. I'm going to put a heater down here. So sometimes the enemies will actually aggro these snow boxes right here. So what I want to do is I want to put up an ice brick, and then another ice brick. Get thin ice on there, thin ice. Get a couple more mines going down here. I'm trying to debate heater. Yeah, probably a heater. This one will be a healing. This one will be double burn. And then on these ones right here, just trying to see if there's a little overhang. It probably won't be able to shoot directly. This one I'll make rich snow. This one I'll make a snobble launcher once we have enough blue for that. And we'll again launch them right into spawn right there. Now, launching things into spawn. If you're going to launch things into spawn, you're going to accelerate the rate at which waves go. Now, right now, economy's in a great position. Not super worried about how these waves are going to go. Totally fine to launch them into spawn. When you wouldn't want to launch them into spawn is when you've got a situation where you're not holding enough, where you're actually running into problems. I actually caused kind of my own issue right there. I caused them to come in and aggro this wall right here and start to attack it. That's totally on me. But we're just going to fire some snobbles. They shouldn't be able to get very far. And as you hear, the walls are healing up. I'm going to retarget everyone that I targeted. Make sure they're all fired at some point in spawn. And this enemy right here will be burned by the heater. We'll get the cooking eggs upgrade in case we need it. And that's going to make sure that this rich snow node mines really fast. Alright, let me check the targeting. This one's good. This one's good. This one's not good. Put that right there. That one's good. And perfect. Alright, let's start to get even more going, folks. That should accelerate the rate at which we're gathering red. Now that we've got some guys in the spawn, now we can just get super aggressive here. I want to watch my resources here. I've got a bunch of yellow. What can I do? Snobbles here. Even more snobbles at spawn. And I'm just checking to make sure I can actually hit that spot that I targeted it to. This one's firing snobbles now. And snobbles. Even more. I just heard a mauler hit. So this is wave 19. Wave 19 is pretty hard. So what I'm going to do here, heaters behind spawn. Now they will attack these. They will come back and fight these nodes. I can put a thin ice brick to prevent that, but the tempered enemies will try to come back here and clear them. Put a heater here, heater here. And I'm really just trying to spend all my resources as fast as I'm gathering them right now. As you notice, my yellow surplus is pretty high. A couple of spots I can fill in down here. I don't have anything down on this ledge right here or going down to here. Snow boxes there. Launch snow snobbles. I can launch those to right here to protect me. And that gives me yet another line if in case they get even further. I could try to launch them up above. Sometimes they'll hit this ledge up here. I'm really not worried about econ at this point. I just want to spend all my yellows so I don't have a lot accumulating. Alright, waiting on 100 blue. So when you have this much yellow, rich snow is really good upgrade. If I can try to get some more rich snow down here to gather a little bit more resources. Red would be nice. I would like maybe 600 red. I think that'd be a great idea. And we are on wave 20. Things are going super well. Alright, heater here. We're gonna get slush, soft snow, rich snow. We're gonna get slush, soft snow, rich snow, because I'm really just trying to spend my my red as soon as it accumulates. Accelerate the heat. Yeah, and I see the snow level. It looks like it's dropping. Perfect. And I can start to get cannons here. This cannon right here, Chomper, Boulder, Permasnow. And folks, I can spawn camp as much as I'd like at this point. Really, my economy completely out of control, as I've mentioned a couple times. I could put towers all along here and really just start to spawn camp the malls. Wave 20 is going to be one to watch. Or sorry, wave 25. Wave 25 is the wave where you actually start to see the hyper malls, and they can really rush through your defenses. That's when having a bunch of regenerating bricks like this is a really good idea. I also probably want to get the hit upgrade that I mentioned before, the brain freeze. So if I can get a little bit more blue, that would be really great too. Let's try to launch snow from here up to here to help these guys out. Let's see if it goes. Oh, it does. Perfect. That noise you hear, the kind of bouncing noise, that's the sound of things regenerating. So that means that I've got enough snow coming in. The ice bricks are regenerating as they get destroyed. And what that will do is that will trap enemies apart from each other, so you don't have all your enemies hitting the same wall at once. That's really a good sign. Let's get some more heaters down, I think, now that we've got a little bit more red coming in. I don't have a temperature shock one, and I don't have... Nice, perfect. There's a couple of ice brick upgrades you might be interested in getting. I think the one that most people like to get is going to be the one that does... I think there's one that does like heat shock. I think you need 2000 blue, 2000 yellow for that. That's a good one to get. Just keep in mind that those do need kind of a snow source, excuse me, coming in to make sure they go as fast as possible. Cooking eggs, and I'm going to get melt snow extremely fast on these. What that should do is that should even accelerate the rate at which I'm getting blue even faster. Alright, what wave are we on here? 9. I need to convert these snobbles up here into burnt snobbles, so that will be my next goal. Perfect. Accelerate the heat on that one. And now I think we're good to start placing some ice bricks inside spawn. Now we can really start to spawn camp. Alright, they destroyed that wall. That's totally okay. Perfect. Alright, check the rotation. Yeah, nice right there. Perfect. Okay, let's get a heater down here. We'll get range. We'll get pulse for conversion. We'll see if it converts them. If it doesn't, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to retarget a little bit. I'm going to fire a little bit lower so that they can get converted into burnt snobbles. I think I'm missing one. Yep, there we are. Perfect. Alright, now we're going to get Brain Freeze on these. Brain Freeze is going to make sure they can take a little bit extra damage. We're also going to get a healing heater down here when we can afford it. A couple more heaters. Range. We can get Convert Snobbles, whatever we feel comfortable with. Alright, perfect. You can see here they're converting to Burnt Snobbles. So they've got 45 damage, 0.3 attack, and 100 health. Whereas you normally have 30 damage, 0.2 attack, and 100 health. It's also nice to have a healer for them. The healer can keep the snobble alive longer, it can keep the wall that they're under alive longer. All those are good things. Let's start to accelerate the rate at which we're burning this rich snow down here. So we're going to get the upgrades that increase the heat on that snow. As you see, you know, these guys are barely even getting out of spawn. Our damage is starting to get really good. That one's a healer. Place a wall here. Thin ice. Perfect. Alright. I want to get this healing as well. So I'm hoping that the snow... Yep, perfect. It recovers those walls just on time. Alright, my heaters are going to be in a little bit of trouble here. This is a tough wave. That was a little bit wasteful of me. But these guys definitely won't make it past the next wall. And as you see here, a couple of them are still stuck. Ah, that stinks. They're destroying those walls in the back. Oh well. Alright, Snobble Mother over here. So Snobble Mother gives you this button right here, the BFS, and you can fire the BFS. What you want to make sure of is that it has plenty of room to gather snow. The more snow that it gathers, the more damage it's going to do. These are all good things. And once the advantage to these walls is really, they may get destroyed, but they come back pretty quickly, especially when snow's landing on them, and they take a lot of damage. They actually hold the walls there for quite some time. Perfect. Awesome. Alright, let's get some damage down here. I don't normally place stuff here, so this is a little bit risky, but why not? Getting thin ice on those, radius, heat treat, chomper, boulder, permasnow, chomper, boulder, permasnow. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create cannons that will replenish the walls. So Snow Chomper makes them fire snow. We need that to make sure that we actually fire snow back onto them. Alright, what else can I do? I said I was going to upgrade this one to heat. That will accelerate the rate at which I gather red. You can see my reds just climbing now. So the only thing I really have to worry about at this point, wave 25, wave 29, and the dreaded wave 30 with the boss. So, I want to get the upgrade that gives me a little bit more range, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Blaster, Boulder, Hyper Cool, Snow Powder on this one, Hyper Cool, and what would be really nice is this Snow Blaster 7A. So I can start to feed Snobbles and snow into that from here. It's going to accumulate snow once I have that upgrade, and once it accumulates enough snow, I can make sure that it doesn't break as easily. Awesome. Things are holding really well up here. Brain freeze there. Alright, they're getting a little worryingly far. We'll see how that goes. I think the heaters should be able to out-heal them at this point, though. Perfect. Yeah. Alright, that was too close. If I could offer my past self-advice, cannons right here to make sure that doesn't ever happen. Stuff like that would be a good idea. Let's get some more cannons down. Let's get some healing heaters down. Alright, wave 25, the dreaded Hypermall wave. So this is really the true test. One thing I can do is I can set this and I can fire the big snowball. What that'll do is the Snobble Mother will come down and start to defend me. Perfect. Hypermall killed. I see we've still got a bunch coming through though. I'd like to get Brain Freeze. If I can afford it on these towers, I will get Brain Freeze. Just to make sure they've got a little more health. Fire that Snobble Mother again. So blue is really my limiting factor right now. I really wish I could get some more blue going. Alright, so they destroyed some of the nodes right here. That's not very good. Those were healing heaters. But we'll be able to get those back up and going. Healing heater. Perfect. And we can get another Snobble Mother. I'm going to change the firing location. I'm going to fire that there. Change that firing location, fire that there. And we should be good to go. Perfect. Alright. Little close. We could still definitely use some defenses. We lost a couple heaters. Like I said, I really need to get the Brain Freeze upgrade. Brain Freeze would be great right now. I've got plenty of red to put more cannons down. Let's save up enough red to get one of the big upgrades, Snobble Alert or something like that, so we can shoot them in their spawn. And let's save up our blue to get more of those walls. So is that a Brain Freeze? That's not yet. We'll upgrade the one on the right, and then we'll get Snobble Alert here. So this one has the upgrade for Snow Powder, and we're launching Snobbles at it to give it ammo. Hopefully this is enough, but I could even maybe get one or two more. Let's see what the range looks like. I could probably put a box right here, maybe. looks like this one has plenty of range still. I just want to find another way to launch snow onto it. Alright, I don't love this. I really don't love the artillery, but I think I have healing heaters everywhere that matters. Whoop. That was me that just died right there. Perfect. Alright, I've got enough for another brain freeze. Get that brain freeze right there. Awesome. Onager wave cleared. We've got 4 waves left. So what are we thinking for the last 4 waves? Well, the final boss is going to be a pain to kill. The final boss I'll probably need to aggro and fight myself. Other than that, things are going pretty well. Perfect. Yeah, that Snobble Cannon should have tons of range, tons of damage. I'd like to have a Snow Blaster that's fed full of snow so that I can really, if an enemy gets to my the end of my base, I can just blast the enemy with a lot of damage. Let's put it right here. Hopefully that's a shot that the enemy won't hit. Alright. Snow Chomper, Snow Powder, Hyper Cool, and then we'll put a snow box right here, I think, and we'll feed it just full of snow once we've got the Snow Blaster 7A upgrade. Alright, this is a difficult wave normally. Yeah, as you see, they're attacking extremely fast, but we've got a lot of nodes going. We're healing them. Not anything to worry about right now. Alright, we got 400. We'll get another brain freeze. What's the range on this? I could probably get one more down. Launch Snobble. Ooh, I might have to get the Snobble Mother upgrade to get that extra range, but we'll have plenty of yellow for that. Now the hardest part. Patience. Alright, Ice Brick up there. And how much is Snobble Mother? 5,000? We're on track though. Get a Snow Blaster on this one. So it can accumulate 5,000 snow gained, which is really plenty, but we'll be probably using all of it on the final boss. Alright, these guys are a little bit of trouble. We should have enough healers so they can't get through. I'm gonna make this one burning up Heat Treat as well. They attack really fast, they move really fast. For wave 28, you want to make sure you've got walls. If you have no walls, or if there's a path through your defenses, they will just run straight through it, and you'll lose the wave. And that just feels really bad, that feels really disappointing. I just noticed that my walls up front are not getting enough snow to heal. I think I want to put a healing heater, even though it will probably be destroyed. I think I lost all my heaters out back too. Wave 29 is a rough wave. This will probably get destroyed, but not super worried about that. And we'll convert our Snobbles. I'm not going to put any money into that because it will probably be lost, but the extra damage from the Snobbles should be nice to have. And keep an eye on the yellow. We should have 5,000 here very shortly. We're at 350 snow saved. We definitely need to accelerate the rate at which we're getting snow. This guy never got upgraded to Snobbles. Alright, so what can I do to fire more snow? I think this spot right here. But I think this is the limit. Alright, yeah, they just destroyed those heater that I put down. Alright, lots of hard mauls coming through. This is the real test right here. We'll see if I know what I'm talking about and if these defenses can hold. If I had 400, I'd like to get another couple brain freeze upgrades, but there we go, got a brain freeze. This is a little concerning, but they are dying. Yeah, we just lost a heater there. Perfect, that's a really good noise. And as you see here, the fire pits aren't in range of these ones that are stuck in the middle. Awesome. Perfect. I just didn't want to place one down in case this line wasn't going to hold, just to not waste the resources, but everything went well. These guys are stuck on the brain freezes, and that's really where the power of the brain freezes comes in. Because they're able to take that extra hit, because, oh, I don't want to put a snowbox there, I want to put a heater there. Because they're able to take that extra hit, they can do a lot of extra damage for you. I don't think I can put any snowboxes down there because there's a 2-floor gap. Yeah, no luck there. Red is going pretty well. Alright. Here we go. So what am I going to spend my remaining money on? Well, more brain freezes would be nice. I'd like to get another heater down because I lost a couple heaters, but brain freezes I think give me a little more value because they hold a couple more hits. These guys are doing well. Nice. Awesome. Alright. Watching for 200 blue. That's the sound the enemy makes when the boss spawns. So, I want to get in there and I want to distract the boss. At this point, if my defenses are going to hold or not, that's kind of out of my hands, but I can distract the boss so that he doesn't actually shoot my towers, and I timed that very poorly there. So I'm just getting some upgrades there so that I don't have to think too hard. Let me see where he's firing. Okay. So I want to get out of that shot range. And now I want to attack the boss from behind. And my goal here is I want him to shoot at me. So as you see that piercing shot he fires, that's really a big defense destroyer. You don't want to get hit by that. I didn't even see the shot there. Alright, let's get some cannons down. Let's not mess around on this guy. I'm just getting perma-snow cannons. Perfect. Alright, how's he doing? Already down 4,000 health. That's good. Things are looking pretty good. I don't think I have anything storing snow that can hit him right now. But he's kind of held up on these snobbles. He has to shoot each of the snobbles individually. I need to dodge that. Let's put a cannon down. Perma-snow. 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 Alright, he's going to kill those cannons behind him. Or he's at least trying to. And walls are the enemy of this boss. This boss does not like walls. He can only shoot one attack. So if you need to buy some time, you can always put down a wall right in front of him, and that will actually prevent him from going through that spot, and he'll actually wait on the other side of it. Alright, now the true test. Now he's really in the line of fire. So he's down 10k HP. That's really good. I want, like I said, I want him to shoot me ideally, but he's shooting these towers. That shot is totally fine. He's moving a little bit fast though. We're starting to get a little worried. Alright, what can we do? Fire our snobble mothers. That'll buy us some time. and we need to upgrade these. Hopefully they come back to life. Alright, that shot went backwards. That's going to destroy all these towers, unfortunately. Alright, what can we do? Snapple Mother. Perfect. Yeah. Wherever he's shooting right now, it seems to be a pretty bad location for him. And not that I'm complaining. It's nice to have a round that's relatively easy. This guy should have some cannon. Let's fire this guy. Alright, that was one of those expensive, the charge up hits. And as you see there, doing some pretty good damage to him. He's got 10k HP left. We've still got this cannon right here that has 4,000 snow staved. So even if he made it through this wall, which it looks like he's bugged, I'm kind of disappointed, to be honest with you. I didn't want to win this one on a bug like this, but I stand by the fact that you can stall him with these brain freeze walls. I think what has happened is he's standing inside an ice brick, and as the ice brick regenerates, it hits him and does damage. So he's trying to shoot it, but he's shooting down into the ground, and for some reason it's not exploding. Bummer. Well, this is similar to how another victory would go, right? You need ice bricks. Now I could have been placing those heat-treated bricks. I could be placing more of these blockers. Either way, this strategy is solid. It just takes a little bit more time depending on your strategy. Let's take a brief look at our resources gained, and then we'll kind of end the recording here. So it took us about 50-56. We're not hitting par time with this method. We're not speedrunning. We're just trying to clear. No stalling. You could have stalled and made this one last much longer, and the enemy probably took us a bunch of time. So 1,423 enemies drowned. We lost 829 units. That's probably mostly snobbles. We placed 134. We did 319 upgrades, and we only sold one. We gained 19,000 blue, 30,000 red, 38,000 yellow. We spent 18, 27, 35. So, yeah, so folks, I hope this is helpful. If you're struggling with this map, go back and watch waves 9 to about 15 to 19. Those are kind of the make it or break it waves. If you can get past those, you can get to wave 25. 29 and 30 are the last waves you need to survive. A couple things. So I didn't go super hard on the cannons. I had a lot of perma-snow cannons. I could have done more with that. You could have gone much heavier on cannons or on the heaters. You could have gotten more of the heater upgrades, like the ones that light them on fire the longer that they burn. Any of those are valid. For the boss, the charge-up cannon that I shot at the end there, if you had more of those, you could have probably killed him faster. You just want to make sure that those aren't in his direct shot range so he doesn't destroy them, and a blocker like an ice brick so that he can't move while he's shooting them. I hope this was helpful, and thanks for your time.